pulling up your intro, and I'm watching to make sure it really goes live, because it always says we're live, and then something goes wrong. I don't understand the world. We're live. Yes. It really goes live. Nobody wants to hear me just babble, so let's get to the interview. Oh my gosh. Facebook. Hello, good morning. It's the first Sunday of the new year, January something or other. Come on in, have a seat, make yourself at home. Tew Jennings is here today, and he's sitting over there. Yay! Say hi to everybody too, and then I'll do your intro.
How's everybody doing out there in internet land, wherever you are? Thanks for tuning in. Let's have a good time with this interview.
Let's do this. So I'm going to read his intro. He sent it to me, and you don't want me to try to memorize anything. So, that could be dangerous. Distracted walking, distracted anything would happen if I'm trying to think and do anything. So here we go. Born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri, woo! As the third of four boys to a single mother, comedian, actor, Turhan, BKA Tew Jennings on the stage, BKA. I don't know what BKA means.
Better known as
Tew Jennings on stage has become known as one of the funniest stand-up comics by his own unique improv and freestyle type of comedy that often consists of many true made-up stories. I got so many questions for him already. Always with the jokes since his school days, Turhan realized that being funny was natural to him and took the chance to see if comedy was his calling. Starting out at clubs such as Catch a Rising Star in Union Station and Funny Bone in Westport Plaza, Turhan developed his energetic routines that today keep the audiences in stitches. From topics about relationships, children, jobs, and life in general, Turhan has the ability to take the worst of a situation and turn it into laughter. And this is one of his greatest advantages in the comedy game. I believe that. Also, with liking to test the boundaries of being politically incorrect and personal feelings. Interesting, right? After serving the country,
yes.
Here's where I get all excited. After serving the country for 10 years in the U.S. Air Force, he now possesses a desire to serve his fans countrywide with laughter. The desire is personal and truly a way of healing for Turhan. While serving, he suffered a TBI. So did I, but it's not about me. From a fall of 8 feet that ended his military enlistment. And thankfully, that's all. After years of seeing multiple specialists and being on more than 20 medicines in dealing with the residual effects of a constant chronic pain lifestyle, making others laugh through their pain has helped him cope with his. I love him so much. This is why Tew Jennings comedy can't be imitated nor duplicated. While raising money for awareness and causes such as local women's shelter, the Boothville Youth Museum, and a local food pantry, Turhan and Too Silly Entertainment has been a tremendous impact in the community. Do you hear this? While raising money for awareness and causes such as a local women's shelter, the Boothville Youth Museum, and a local food pantry, Turhan and his Too Silly Entertainment has been a tremendous impact in his community. Also, by working with other local organizations, to put it bluntly, Turhan is giving people something to laugh about, TEW. A comic that you must see if you ever have the opportunity, if that ever arises. There's only one thing that you as an audience member must keep in mind when attending a show featuring Tew Jennings. You are going to laugh with him or at him. Either way, you're going to laugh. Side note, when not on a stage making audiences laugh, catch him in movies such as Divine Access, Alita, Battle Angel, and Brian Banks. This is a guy that's grinding. Welcome
Yes.
to Little Tiny Comic Spot, the great, big, huge, successful, amazing, going for it, living life large, Tew Jennings. Woo! Tew,
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yes, ma'am.
what's up? What is going on besides all this? You're sitting there underneath the number 2. Who's number 2?
Yeah.
That's you.
Well, that is Red Shandy's number with the St. Louis Cardinals. And I came across that jersey, and since my name is Tew, I had to get it. I put it in the shadow box. I did it myself.
I love
And
it.
that's just this is my office. So that's like my representation to myself. And beneath it right here is a magazine that I was just featured in last month, where you can get more in depth about me and what I do.
What's the name
Who I
of the
am.
magazine?
The name of the magazine is Boot Hill Magazine. It's only distributed locally here in the Boot Hill, but you can read the article and check out the magazine and other magazine publications at ereader.boothillmagazine.com. That's
E-reader.
E-R-E-A-D-R .boothill, BOOTHEEL magazine.com.
BootHillMagazine.com.
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. I'm gonna be writing down some of these links, man, because people need to get out and support good people. Okay, let's back up.
I agree.
What?
I said I agree. I agree.
I know. People don't even know who comics are. People sit at home and go, honey, let's get a babysitter and go spend $100, have dinner at a club and see, we don't care. Let's just go. It's time people get to know who these comics are and get out and support them.
There's some funny comics out there, man. It's some funny comics. Just because they're not on TV don't mean they're not funny.
That's right. There's so much great talent out there that is largely undiscovered. And you know what I think is that if people get to know you and they see you in your office and that you went out and got a number 2 jersey from the Cardinals. Was that from the Cardinals?
Yes, the St. Louis Cardinals.
Now somebody out there is like a Cardinal fan, and now they're going to, perk up. They're going to listen to what you have to say, who you are, how you grew up, what you like, what you hate. And they're going to become a new fan where they wouldn't have had that opportunity if they just popped into a club and heard you on stage. Here comes Tew Jennings. And then you say some things and either hits or it doesn't. But, the guy that's the Cardinals, got the Cardinal jersey. So that's the whole
right.
People got to get to know you.
It's like I'm putting a visual of me in your head with the number 2.
Yes. So I want to back up about a month ago, and you were performing at Steve McInelly's outdoor show in Vegas on this strip. And I was
shout out to Steve. Yes, ma'am.
Shout out to Steve. And I was sitting there hearing one comedian and another and another. And they were all just kind of meshing together until you came up on stage and started popping. That is not knocking anybody. It's just that I resonated with you for some crazy reason. You resonated with my heart. And I didn't know why. Something you were saying was touching me. And then you said that you were a disabled veteran. And I thought, my face lit up like my half Jewish Christmas tree. My face lit up. And I just was beaming from ear to ear. I can't tell you how excited I was to see somebody so brilliant on stage who's also a disabled veteran. And so I lit up, and you stopped your entire act and looked me in the eyes and said, "What's that big smile about?" Or something like that. And I said, "Because I'm a disabled veteran too." and I just felt a kinship with you. You took a big risk. And then we're going to go back to your childhood. But for right now, I want to talk about, I have brain trauma and PTSD. I have tried to talk about it on stage, but people look at me and they go, we love you. We don't want to ever think about anything bad ever happening to you. And it doesn't work for me to bring it up. But you brought it up, and that just made my heart sizzle that you were just open about it. You were just like, yeah, I'm a disabled veteran. I got brain injury. I've got a brain injury or TBI or whatever. And it was, the way you did it was so matter of fact, but so revealing to the audience. And you didn't do it in the context of a joke. Do you remember saying it?
Yes, yes, yes.
So,
I made light of the medications I'm taking, um, how they change in colors, and I confused two of my blue pills for one for the other. Yeah, I remember talking about it, and it wasn't always a part of my act. It wasn't. It wasn't always a part of my act. Like I masked that part of my life for so long, and when I realized that masking it was hurting me more than it was helping me, I just took the chance to say, hey, people know me as a comic. Everybody know Tew as a comic. Everybody know Tew is funny. Tew gonna kill the stage. People know that. They know that. I'm not tooting my own horn. This is what people know. But what they don't know is Turhan. And see, Turhan was the person I was masking. Turhan was the military soldier. He's the veteran. He's the one that's dealing with the TBI, the PTSD, the episodic depression, the anxiety. He's dealing with that. Tew don't deal with that. Tew is an entertainer. Tew is just going to make you laugh and going to bring joy to your life. But I had to realize that my persona on stage is still being viewed by Turhan. So I had to start letting people know who Turhan is. And Turhan, being Turhan, created Tew.
I get it. I get it so well. So whenever I hear somebody on stage killing and they're a veteran, just a veteran, I get a ping in my heart. The kinship we as veterans have with each other.
The
And
camaraderie,
then
yeah.
camaraderie. And then to hear you are a disabled veteran or differently abled, and that we both share a brain injury, like that makes you so, so special to me. And that you stopped to ask me why I was smiling. And then in the middle of your set, you're realizing that this lady, God knows how old she is also a veteran with a brain injury. It's like, oh my gosh, doppelganger.
Exactly. I mean, people always told me, man, ain't nothing wrong with you. I mean, look, every affliction a person deal with is not physical, you know. But to tell a person that deal with something like myself or what you deal with that there's nothing wrong with us, it's like, man, that's like dousing me with gasoline and setting me on fire for the simple fact I deal with some every second of the day.
Yeah.
When you have a brain injury, when you have a brain trauma, that's you're dealing with something every second of the day because your thoughts are everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. And it wasn't until I learned how to manage dealing with my thoughts being everywhere, and I tell people all the time, and it's another joke I do sometimes on stage. I'm like, excuse me, hold on, wait a minute, y'all. I gotta take a moment because the voices, they all talking at once and I can't make out who's saying what. Yeah, I would say that because I'm truly hearing voices and it's like, wait a minute, hold on, you can say your part, but let me say his part first. And so I started using that in my jokes because the best way for me to heal is to talk about it. Now,
Absolutely.
I would never go lay on the brown couch. I would never do that one. No. The
Gotcha.
stage, the stage is my couch. The audience, they are my therapist.
Absolutely. But you do it in a way where they're not feeling sorry for you or they
No,
aren't like feeling sad.
well, the way I do it, I describe my comedy as I don't make you laugh at jokes. I don't have jokes. I make you laugh at you. I put me in your shoes and I make you laugh at you. You think you're laughing at me, but no, you're laughing at you
Wow.
because I'm a man, not you, but to the men in the audience, I do the same thing you do, but you don't realize what you do until I show you what I do. And then you're like, damn, I do the same thing. Right. So you're laughing at you, not me. I can tap deep into your cerebellum to make you laugh at something that you do every day, but you don't realize you do it every day.
Wow. That's a lesson for me. Do you mind if I write that idea down?
No, go right ahead. I mean, the whole point of comedy to me is to make people laugh, but then it's a deeper thing when you can make them laugh either at you or at themselves.
I love that. I never
Because
thought about that.
we don't laugh at ourselves. We don't laugh at ourselves enough.
That's so
So
true.
if I can make you laugh at yourself, you know, I can make you laugh at yourself through what I'm doing on this stage. I succeeded. I succeeded.
Yes.
You know,
What's your favorite? Then we'll go to your childhood. What's your favorite joke you ever came up with about your brain injury or your fall or your medicines or doctors?
my
I
favorite
have
joke.
I have hundreds of them, and I like they don't work for me on stage. They work like one on one with people.
I would say my favorite joke is the one I said in Vegas, the one you heard when I said, you know, your situation is like it's severe. It's getting worse when your medication start changing colors. You know, your medication start looking like the spectrum of the rainbow. Like you eating Lucky Charms for medication. That's what it looked like. You know what I'm saying? Like I got two blue pills. One is Viagra, and the other one is bupropion. My lady came over one day. I said, "Girl, I'm about to give it to you like you ain't never had it before." She was ready. I was ready. I popped the wrong damn pill. That bupropion. That's a muscle relaxer. That's all I have to say about that. You got to be careful where you put your pills. Is all I'm saying. You got to be careful.
Oh my gosh. My
But yeah,
favorite my favorite joke I wrote is I got it things fall out of my head. Not because I'm old. No, I'm special. I have a brain injury. Let me just explain. Like when I forget, I don't know, like 3,000 things in a row, all of a sudden the doctors don't want me to carry a gun. I get it. I could go postal, right? I haven't gone to the post office since Hillary, but once every 4 years, you know what the government lets me do? Pick a president. I think I think they should rather I carry a gun, do less damage, whatever. You get the point. Just screwing around with it.
do you talk about your injuries on
I
stage?
did. I found that when like I would come out and I go, "Hey guys," blah 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 blah, and I literally for 5.5 years I couldn't memorize my set. I knew the jokes. I couldn't memorize the set. So I bring a piece of paper on stage and I go, "Hey, how you guys doing? I have this because of this. I have notes because of a brain injury." And then I do that thing about things fall out of my head. And then they weren't ready to laugh. They were like, "I feel so bad that she has a brain injury." It's like, it's like pushing a rope up a hill after that.
I mean, for some people, you know, I guess when you gauge your audience and ask, like, anybody dealing with anything, that's one way you can always bring it about, or you can always just come out the gate. Like I like the shock effect. That is like my style of comedy.
Me too.
I say things that you don't expect me to say, or if I'm saying something you think I must go to the left, I go right, and you be like, "Oh my god!" So I have that. That's my comedy style. So I would probably come out the gate with something like, "Hey everybody, before we get started, Just want to let y'all know I have a disease. Okay. No, it's not contagious. It's not contagious unless we get married. It's brain disease. I suffer from a brain illness. Yeah, see, I would do something like that. Now everybody can boom. Okay, I know his style of comedy. He talks about his illnesses. We don't have to take it personal. He's not taking it personal. So it's almost like if you come out with something like that, it'd be more received because you're not. It's almost like you making fun of your own situation.
Got it.
But at the same time, somebody can relate to that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Somebody like, oh my God, I'm dealing with a TBI, I'm dealing with a traumatic brain injury. So I can, I can make fun of this. It's not me. And it's a new you. It's a new version of you, but it's not you. You're still Linda. You're still the funny Linda. Before this happened, after it happened. It's just a new funny now.
Got it.
And that's how I had to realize it with me. Like I was funny before this, but after I realized what took place and after I accepted that this is the new me, well, I think my comedy is like the best it's ever freaking been since I've been doing this. And I've been doing this for quite some time.
How long have you been doing comedy too?
I stepped on the stage at the age of 16.
Wow. Some clubs you weren't even legal.
I was not. I
That's
was
so
not.
cool. You have really sacrificed to be where you're at.
I really have. I even put comedy on the back burner to go and serve in the military. But I was still, I was still fiending for. I was like, I need to get on stage. You know what I'm saying? I need to make somebody laugh. So, some way somehow, I became like the base MC. Like we had shows come in for the troops and stuff at the NCO club, and so I was the host for anything that came on base, and that got me back on stage. And so I was kind of like, oh yeah, I like it. And then when I got out the military, I was dating a young lady and I told her what I used to do. And she's like, I would like to see you on stage. And I got on stage for her and it woke me up again. And here I am. So
That's so cool. Do you still talk to the lady that got you back on stage?
nah, I
Nah,
don't.
that's all right. I got people I don't talk to. I had a couple go bye-bye this last year.
But I thank her, I put out there in the universe that I thank her, you know what I'm saying? Because I was really like hung up with it. Like I was like out the military. I got my pension. I'm just gonna live a life of a disabled veteran. I ain't got time to be doing nothing but trying to deal with my new lifestyle of this pain I'm dealing with and woo woo. And when I met her, it was like, you should get back on stage. Okay. And that's when I started converting it as a therapy.
Yes.
It was no longer about making people laugh. I wanted to make them laugh, but it was more of a therapy for me.
Yes.
And the fact that I can make you laugh through it, I'm I'm loving it. I am.
Yes. So I started doing comedy in when I was 63, 6 years ago. And
Stop it. Stop it.
yeah.
Stop it. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
You are not knocking.
Yeah, I'm 69. And it's also the year I graduated from high school. So I'm not lying.
And that's also my last two digits and my social security number. And that's also me and my lady favorite. Never mind, that's too much. Go ahead.
There was something else that was 69. I can't remember.
That position you was in back in the 30s. I didn't call it 69 back then, but that's what it was.
So my daughter and I got my brain injury. My daughter had to take care of me, and it was too much for her, so she took it out on me a lot. And I had to put a stop to her doing that, and she doesn't want to have a part in my life yet. So I'm hoping someday she'll want to be back. But the day that our relationship went apart, that's the day I called the comedy club in Murrieta, California, Rocky Osborne at Aces, and I said, you want to save my life? I got a brain injury and a daughter that doesn't want to talk to me, and I don't want to live if I can't make people laugh. And in turn, it has helped me heal.
That is like, I'm speechless. I mean,
So's my daughter. Sorry.
I mean, people, no, it's great. Laugh about it because the pain shouldn't control you forever. You know what I'm saying? No pain that nobody go through should control you forever. It should hurt you. It should hold you down for a minute, but eventually you should rise up and use that pain for a positive.
Thank you. So
It,
now
it,
I do comedy for military and veterans. I go into hospitals and convalescent and homeless shelters, and I go, where are they at? I got to make the veterans laugh.
yes, because it's prevalent that we do that one thing, that little thing of just laughing to the point to where it hurts or you crying or your face hurt, but just it's okay to laugh. It's okay to laugh. And people don't understand that. Like that's me. That's because see, I'm not even supposed to be here, to be honest with you. From that
You,
fall, I'm supposed to be somewhere in the grave because from the time they found me and got me to the hospital, I had no pulse. It was just a faint breathing. So when I came to, it was like everybody was like, "Oh, dude, you here?" You know what I'm saying? Because I was in a coma for a minute. So I wasn't even supposed to be here. So that I'm here, I laugh about everything. It may not be funny to you. It's funny to me because why? I can see humor in it, regardless of how bad it may be, regardless of how sad it may be. I can still see the humor in it because everything has duality to it. Everything has duality. And if you only live in one side of the spectrum, you're not going to relate to me. You're not going to like me. You're not going to understand me. You're not going to get me. But if you have that view of both spectrums, you understand me. You get me. You're going to enjoy me because I can reach that sorrow and I can reach that joy on the same situation because it's what's getting me through what I'm dealing with.
wow.
I have my moments of depression. They come. They episodic. It's like a episode. It's like a commercial. They're gonna come. They're gonna go. But at the same time, I can be so joyful that you don't even know I deal with this depression.
Exactly.
You
Exactly.
know, I can sit and be around you. I can do a show with you, and you be like, "Oh my God, he is so funny. He got so much energy." And when we don't have a show, I'm just sitting around you looking like the world, and he be like, "What's wrong?" I'm just going through my depression. Let me go through this. It's gonna last about an hour, might last about a week, but when it's over, I'll be back to that joy
Yep.
because I know this is just a duality of my life. I gotta accept this low end because I gotta accept the high end.
Absolutely.
So if people realize that, it's nothing that it's not that it's not that you heartless. It's not that you have no emotions or you don't care. That don't mean that. It means
Mm-mm.
that you choosing the high spectrum of this moment of this issue, while everybody else is choosing the low spectrum. But when you choose the low spectrum, you choose the low spectrum, and it might be by yourself or it might be around other people. But just because everybody's on this low vibration, don't mean you have to be on the low vibration with them. That's just not who I am. I try to stay on my highness, but when my depression come, I gotta accept it, and then I gotta go down here. And when I'm down here, I'm finding things I can bring back to the stage as therapy. When I'm going through this depression, now I can talk about this depression. Like, man, I get so depressed sometimes, and like I don't need to take my medicine no more because one day I took my medicine,
Is this a
and
joke?
yeah, it is. It's a joke.
Okay.
So one day I took my medicine, right, and I'm thinking I hope it helps. You know what I'm saying? Because I never took this medicine before. And you can't take everything. Everything don't work like you supposed to work. All I know is I took this medicine, man, and a couple of hours later, I was standing in my doorway, butt naked, watching the moon do moonful things. I was like, man, look at that moon, looking so moonful. It's really mooning tonight. Now, did the medication work? I don't know, but that moon was the most beautiful moon I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my gosh.
All I'm saying is, don't take the medication that the doctor's giving you. Smoke your weed. See, that's what I'm trying to tell you. With that story, smoke your weed. It's better for you. Don't take medication. You might be looking at moons and shit.
I have a shrink at the VA hospital. I went to her. This is the last shrink I saw, and every symptom I told her I had, she would say, "I have that too." It didn't matter if I started making stuff up. Just to see. I started upping my game, you know. It was like, this is not working for me. It's making me iller. I'm getting multiple personalities. So I turned it into a joke. I said, I went to my shrink, and everything I said I had, she said she had. She was stealing my identity. She'd have had better luck in my purse with my overdrawn credit score.
That is fucking funny.
Thank you.
She was stealing my identity. That's hilarious.
So I took her husband, and then I start my show out with, I'm from Portland, we're passive aggressive there, you know. I define what passive, and I say at the end, I go, and so I stole her husband. I go, I'm from Portland. I had my neighbor do it.
That right there. See how you just played on that, like she was stealing my. That is funny. If a person get that is funny. She was stealing my identity.
She was, you know, it's like, wait, that's mine. You can't have that.
Gosh, that is hilarious. I like that. I do. I like that.
Thank
That is a fucking nice ass play on that.
Thank you. Let's go
that
back.
That is really nice play on that. Okay, let's go back.
I want to go back to little Turhan. Is that how you say first name?
Yeah, let's go back to little Turhan.
Let's go back to you growing up.
Oh Lord, do you really want to?
But you can gloss over it as fast as you want, but I kind of want to know the funny little you. Like, how did that play itself out in your family and get you from, like, who encouraged it, who shut you up? Like, if I was funnier than my father, he would call me a bitch. So I held in on, So I would hold in all, you don't even know the half of my life. You know, my dad taught us to lie, cheat, and steal. I didn't know it was wrong until I went to college, you know? So like, I came from half Jewish, half Christian. All they did was fight, you know, like it was like World War II after World War II. But anyway, so back to you. What happened in your life that brought out your funny? Who encouraged it? Who tried to squelch it? Anything like that you want to say?
Who encouraged it? And like I said, in the magazine, you'll read that I was inspired by Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby himself. That was the first stand-up I ever seen, and I loved how he sat down in a chair the whole time and did his routine, never really getting up to do anything. He just sat there and told stories. And that's where I get to play on true made-up stories. Like, they're believable, but they're not real, but they're truly made up. You know? They're true. They're true made up stories. I truly made this up. So, and I got that from Bill Cosby, watching that one stand-up. That is my favorite stand-up. Now, when you see me on stage being energetic and all that, okay, I get that from watching Jesus Christ. Oh, Tommy Davidson. Oh. He's like the person who I just love to watch back in his heydays when he was just the energetic Tommy Davidson on stage. Loved him. He used the whole stage. He was just energized, and he had a story with it too. And so it was like, oh man. So I like that too, because I was a very energetic person coming up. So Dave Chappelle, he comes into play because he's that comic where he's walking down the path and then he'll go left. And you'd be like, oh, I wasn't even expecting it. And it's funny. So something like the
Yes.
shot. So I get that from him. So those are my three comics that, as a kid, I was watching.
Cosby, Davidson, and Chappelle.
Mm-hmm.
And Cosby
So
for the storytelling and the act he brings on his persona, his whole demeanor. Very subtle but effective. And
right.
Tommy for taking up the whole stage with energy. And Chappelle for the left turns.
Yes.
Wow.
Because it was one of my favorite jokes of Dave Chappelle's when he was talking to his son. And his son had made him like this little macaroni picture or something. And he brought it to him. And he was like, "Here, Dad." And he was like, "Oh man, this is so beautiful." He said, and he started to cry. And he said, "Man, son, I'm like I'm amazed because you was in my balls, man. You used to be in my balls." And did not, I mean, that to me, funny shit to me, because who would have thought he would have said that, right? You would have thought he was going to say something about the picture. No, he went 4 left. And I was like, I love that. That's me. I like that type of stuff. So that's where
Absolutely.
my comedy is boiled up in like a ball. If you say it, the three people that make up your comedy, and that's them three right there. I went back when I was in like when I was a little dude. I went to like a predominantly white school. You know what I'm saying? Like no, when I say predominantly white, like I think I was like the darkest thing out there except nighttime. You hear what I'm saying? I didn't see nobody that looked like me. I'm like, what the fuck? I was everybody's shadow, you know? So this is before the DSEG program kicked in. Like the red and white cab came and picked me up from the hood. My mom put me in the cab with a white man that we didn't even know. Like, get your ass in that cab. I'm like, who the hell is he? He's your ride to school. Like, we don't even know this dude. He's a stranger. You know, my mama didn't give a hell. She just wanted me to be gone for 8 hours far away. That's it.
Wow.
So when I was out there, I experienced things like I experienced a lot of underhand racism, you know?
Yes.
So being out there from the second grade all the way up to my senior year, by the time I got to my freshman year, when I probably tapped into comedy almost, I started doing things like I would go into the class late on purpose. And when the teacher, you know, when I come in like a runaway slave. I shut the door, and the teacher be like, "Why are you late?" I'm like, oh, "Master, last hour had me clean the erasers. I had to beat the white out the black chalk. I had to beat the white out I had to beat the white." And they'd be like, "You know what? Go to the office." Because I didn't know if it was offensive, but I felt by this time I've been out here taking all this bullshit from y'all. I'm going to say something about how y'all really treat us.
Absolutely.
And so I wasn't afraid to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I saw the reaction I got from my peers. You know, the class, they was just hoping. Like my friends would be like, "Hey man, you gonna come into class late?" I'd be like, "Yeah, why?" He'd be like, "Good, good, good. Cause I want you to do something stupid." So they was encouraging me. And I would do it. I would do it. And I didn't care about the consequences, you know. And my mom, I wouldn't say she tried to, you know, stifle me or try to, you know, shush me with it, but she did say, "Look, I don't send you all the way out there to be acting no goddamn fool. You ain't gonna be shit being stupid." So, I'm not gonna say she tried to stifle me, but she didn't encourage it. I will say that. She didn't encourage it.
Oh, jeez. Oh my gosh.
She was not taking me to any open mics. I was catching buses in the cold. My mom made me stand on my own 2 feet. She was like, "I'll support you when you make it, nigga. I'm not gonna be."
What was it like? What made you decide to go to a comedy club? All your friends?
No, honestly, I was, you said, born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. I seen the comics, you know, that came about. You know, the comedy shows that came through St. Louis and the local comics that was on the scene in St. Louis. But I didn't know nothing about comedy. I didn't know nothing about an open mic. You know, I didn't know nothing about a set. I didn't know nothing about a routine. I didn't know nothing. All I knew was I wanted to get on stage, make people laugh. That was it. So I went and found the comedy clubs in the St. Louis area, and I inquired about open mics. Oh no, I inquired about getting on stage, and they said, "Well, we have a thing called open mic where you can come down here, sign up, you can get on stage, do like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And that's when I realized about open mics. But until then, I ain't know nothing. I just knew I wanted to get on stage and be funny.
What was it like your very first time to?
My first time being on stage, it was cool. It was a different feeling because I was actually now a comedian. Like it went from being in school doing this clown to actually being called a comic. You know, so to finally do it, it was like, oh yeah, this is it. This is what I want to do. You know, now I just got to know how to do it. You know, because for like the longest, I was going up there saying the same thing every week, the same thing, every week, the same thing. So I came across a comic at the time. His name is Darius Bradford out of St. Louis. I met him and like I don't know, this guy he saw something in me. I guess because I was like I was everywhere he was at. Everywhere there was a comedy show, I was there. If it was you buy tickets for the show, I bought tickets to be in the audience. But after the show, I made my way to the comics because I wanted to be them. So he saw me and he invited me out to different places to where he was doing a show and he'll let me get up and do like 2 or 3 minutes and I do it and then so from there he introduced me to this club called Sanford's and it was on the Riverview Circle. And now for people that know about Sanford's, men had to be 25 years old, women had to be 21. I'm nowhere near neither one of them ages, but he brought me in and that was pretty much like the club that 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 molded and formed Lavelle Crawford, said entertainer, you know, and some other comics that came out of St. Louis because that was the club. Like that was the club. They'll boo you. You know what I'm saying? Because they booed the hell out of me. You know, because I didn't know. Because Darius he invited me out. I went one week and just sat there, and he said, "Next week I'm gonna have you go up." And I wasn't ready. I didn't think I was ready. And when I went up, I wasn't ready. But I really
But
think no, I really think it had something to do with my mom, man. I really do. I'm not saying it was her fault, but I was at that time I was 16. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to find my place in comedy, and then I'm still trying to be respectful of my mom as a son. So my first time on an actual stage at an actual show, my mom, I want you to come out and see me. So she came out, and before I got on stage, she said them vital words that you just shouldn't say, and she said, "And you better not curse either."
whoa.
Well, that's all I've been doing. You know what I'm saying? When you wasn't around at the open mics and everything. So now you're saying, and you better not curse. So my whole set went,
Oh my gosh.
and I'm like, so I got booed, and I love her for that because I tell anybody and everybody that was the first and the last time I've ever been booed in my comedy journey.
Wow. Is your mom still with you?
So
Is your mom still alive?
yeah, she's still alive. She's still alive, and because she's still alive and everything, I got one joke. I've made her a joke. I wrote a joke about my mom. She don't like it, but it's the funniest shit in the world.
I want to hear it.
Okay, so look, it go like this, right? After I, after I do my set, I get kind of somber after I do my set, and I'm like, okay, hey, before I go, I want to thank everybody for laughing because this is what I love to do. I said, but I dedicate every show I do to my mom, because if you ever lost somebody, it's always unexpected. You don't ever expect to lose anybody. You know what I'm saying? But it happens, you know. And recently, I had just lost my mom, you know, and it was on the way to a show. Matter of fact, like we was in different cars. She was following me because she don't like to stay all night, and I do. So she was gonna just watch me, and then she was gonna leave. But we was on the highway, and we was in the fast lane, the far left lane, and the exit was coming up, and there was a diesel that we both had to get in front of. So I'm thinking like, shit, I'm gonna go ahead and pass it, boom, and get over. I'm thinking she'll slow down and go behind it, but no, she tried to pass it also. And when I looked in my rearview mirror, that's right when I boom saw it happen. Wow, I was like, fuck. I had lost her because she didn't get off on the exit, and she had to get off like 3 miles down on the next exit, and we didn't know where the hell we was at. So, but she ended up finding her way to the club, so she was there to see the show. I never said she was dead. I said I lost her. I never said death, not one time. So if you was thinking death of my mom, heartless motherfuckers, I hate y'all because my mom was doing just fine. She hate that joke. She hate it, but it's beautiful.
Oh my gosh. One time in 1958, okay, my parents survived the Holocaust, right? And then we
Wow.
were living in Oregon, and my great aunt from East Berlin got permission from East Berlin in 1958 to come to Portland to visit us in Oregon. And she didn't know a lick of
Mm-hmm.
English, no English. She only spoke German. And they told her somehow to get off the first stop. But they didn't tell her that they didn't put enough gasoline in the plane and they had to stop in Baltimore. So she gets off in Baltimore, and our whole family's waiting in Portland for this lady. And at some point in my life, I'm going to do a joke about my great aunt that didn't know a lick of English, making us wait for hours.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I got a joke about my pop too, because again, like if you read the magazine, you'll know that me and my pop really we wasn't in each other's life coming up. So I reunited with him when I moved to the Boot Hill, right? So I got a joke. I only do it when he's in the audience. You know what I'm saying? I only got what I think I only did it like twice. Since we've been reunited. But I got a joke, and it's like, hey, give it up to my pops, everybody. You know, I'm like, since I've been with this, since me and this man reunited, you've been like the father I ain't never had. You know that? And he don't like that joke. He don't like that joke. Neither one of my parents like the jokes I wrote for them. So I don't know if that means I don't know if that means I'm a great comic or I'm a horrible comic. I don't know, but they don't. Neither one of them like the joke.
You know how I start my set these days? I like the shock value, And so I start out and I go, hey, I've got great news for you guys. My parents survived the Holocaust. Isn't that great? Oh my gosh. Now don't get sad. They survived the one that did exist. So I'm just doing a big to everybody that doesn't believe in it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, shock value. You pushing the envelope. Pushing the envelope just a little bit.
The old lady pushing the envelope.
Yeah, you're pushing it just a little bit.
I love the joke, and I got a lot of friends that don't like me doing that joke, and family. Like, you're gonna start with that one? I'm like, yeah, it's my essence. It's everything I am and feel.
If I give any comic, like a lot of comics, new comics and whatnot, they'll come into me, they be like, man, I should have said this, I should have said that one joke. And I'm like, listen, let me tell you something. You wrote these jokes to be told, not for a white audience, not for a black audience, not for a female audience. not for LGBTQ, URSTUVWHIXYZ audience. You wrote this joke to be told. Tell the joke. Now, if you wrote it for a particular race of people, just change the material, but still tell that joke. Because the last thing you want to do is get off that stage saying, I should have told that joke.
Yeah. You know,
Because
I love it when I tell what?
Because you can't go back on that stage and do it now.
No.
I've said that before. I've been there. I've said it before. That's why I was like, no, I give you everything I got. If I got 3 minutes, I give you the best of my 3 minutes. If I got 30 minutes, I'm going to give you the best of my 30. If I got an hour, I'm going to give you everything in my repertoire. As that, it's probably going to be some ad-lib stuff that I can do that's, off the head stuff. But I'm going to give you everything I got. I'm not going to leave a joke on the mic. Oh, no.
Yeah. I hate that when people say, oh, you're going to say that joke. And I'm like, yeah, it is exactly who I am. Like I have jokes about my father being German Jewish and my mother being Christian. And I even have jokes about my dad teaching us to lie, cheat, and steal. That's who I am. That's how I became who I am today. How am I going to leave that out? Why would I not? It impacted me. Do you?
Yeah, I got a joke about not knowing my father. I'm here when I was coming up, I thought the mailman was my daddy. He came by every damn day and gave me something.
My daughter, when she was like 5 or 6, she said she heard that the packages came from the mailman, and it registered in her head, and she had dark brown eyes. She was one of those little girls with the big brown eyes. And somebody said, where did you get those big brown eyes? So she said, the mailman. Then she heard everybody laughing about it, and then she kept saying it. I'm surprised she hasn't become a comedian.
The mailman. That is funny. The imagination of kids. That's what makes you a great comic too. If you can always tap into your childlike imagination, you'd be funny as a comic. Because we all have we still have an imagination. Doesn't matter how old you are.
No, it doesn't.
You still have an imagination.
When you get older in life, you've been hit by a lot of bricks. People have dumped on you. People have kicked you to the curb. Player haters. And every day I try to get in touch with the little girl before all the BS. I am just a grown-up little girl. I'm trying to be the little girl before the pain. That's my goal every day. I know it happened, but I want to I want to respond like the innocent, unfiltered, the pure heart of a child. That's what I want to be every day. And I don't always do it. There's days when I'm yelling at strangers, get away, you're not 6 feet from me. But whatever.
I know,
we have to try every day.
This 6 feet stuff is crazy, man.
It's crazy. Who would ever think that we'd be talking about 6 feet, not 6 inches?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I look, I'm penis pumping every doggone day just so I can get some from my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
And men are wearing protection? What in the world? Since when did men get out and get... I thought half of the people wouldn't be wearing protection, but no, everybody's wearing it.
I feel like we should be wearing a mask even though we zooming over the doggone internet. We should still have a mask on.
I feel naked right now. I feel like I'm showing you something I'm not supposed to.
Right. You shouldn't be seeing all this right here. You shouldn't be seeing all this sexy right here. This is too much. This is too much. I'm showing you too much of my what is this called? The septum. I'm showing you too much septum. You looking at this, then I turned on. You should be seeing all this septum.
Oh
Baby,
my
bring my
gosh.
man. She looking at all this septum. You shouldn't be looking at all this septum.
Oh my gosh. And when I walk down the street, I think, if you only knew how sexy I am under this mask. Look what you're missing.
I'm only attracted to eyes from now on. Just, you got some sexy, trusting.
Oh my gosh. You know,
Yeah, I put my mask on, and look, that don't work either. I just look at the septum. You get all this. You can have all this.
Oh my gosh. So what is it that you want to, what do you still want to accomplish in comedy and in life?
Honestly, now that, because of this article in the Boot Hill magazine, and shout out to Boot Hill magazine.
I'm going to read it today.
Please do. Shout out to them. Because of this article, like, I never thought in a million years, and it's just being honest, I never thought I would be sitting on the toilet reading about me. You know, I didn't. So that's like a plus. But now I want to be sitting on my couch watching me on TV.
Cool.
And that's my 2021 focus and vision. So that's where my acting come in at, you know, like you read in my intro. I've done a couple of motion pictures, couple of sitcoms. I've been on the Have and Have Nots. I've done Killer Women, Pretty Little Liars, Alita, Battle Angel. I've done Ripped, Story Faison Love. I've done Divine Access with I can never think of my guy's name, but he's the voice of Joe on Family Guy. I can't think of his name.
Want me to Google it?
Yeah, Google it for me, because when you tell me, I'm gonna scream because I know it when you say it, but I can't never think of his name off the top of my head. I've done a couple of commercials and whatnot, and a couple of, you know, print model stuff, you know, for college back in the day. And so yeah, I'm really focused on trying to get on TV, somebody's sitcom, you know. So I can tell everybody to tune in, and I can have like watch parties and stuff.
Patrick Warburton?
Who?
Patrick Warburton? Joe Swanson?
Yes, Patrick Warburton. That's him. That's my dude, man. Like when I was in that movie with him, like he really talks like that. That's really how he talk. Like I can't imitate the voice, but the way he sound like as Joe is how he really talk. For real.
My gosh.
Yeah, I've done a couple of movies, and it's just, I love it. Oh, and please let me not forget the very, 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 very first movie that got me started in all this was the Kimberly Pierce project, Stop Loss, starring Ryan Phillippe and Joseph Gordon-Levitt, not Patrick, but Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Wow.
So yes,
how was that? That must have been so cool.
Oh, I'm sorry, and let me not forget Channing Tatum, because I know that was everybody's, you know, love interest at one point in time. So yeah, to meet them guys was freaking awesome. It was neat to meet them guys, to sit and to pick their brains about, you know, not the lifestyle of an actor, but working as an actor, you know. So I got my very first taste of it. Like I was doing background work, you know, Divine Access background work, Stop Loss background work, Ripped and Alita Battle Angel. Those two elevated my acting just a smidge, just to where I was doing stand-in work.
Wow.
You know, so I was the stand-in for Mahershala Ali in Alita Battle Angel. And people say, what is the stand-in? The easiest way for me to explain that to people is everything you see him do in the movie, I did to make sure that the lighting was right and the camera angles was right and all of that. So ripped, starting Faison Love, I stood in for Faison Love. I didn't know I could stand in for Faison Love, but I guess it was just the height and the skin tone because we're not the width of each other. But they cast me to stand in for him, and so I did. So that gave me a little bit of the actor's life because when you're a stand-in, you're considered part of the cast, you know. So I do have credits as a background actor, but I have 2 credits as stand-in. So and yes, you can check out my IMDB page at Tew Jennings. IMDB
What?
/TewJennings.com
IMDB Tew Jennings.
/TewJennings.com.
Got it. So that's your website too, tewjennings.com.
No, my website is tewsilly.com.
Tewsilly.com. And you have an
Yeah,
entertainment, Tew Silly Entertainment.
yeah, that's just my company. That's just the company that my comedy falls up under. Because again, I am a comic, I am an actor. I do a little bit of modeling.
I can
I'm a
see
host,
that.
I'm an MC. So it's just me, but it's my entertainment umbrella.
Yes,
So Tew Silly
absolutely.
Entertainment.
What
And
about being the host of a really cool national game show? You'd be good at that. You're
well,
handsome, funny, you think on your feet.
thank you. I appreciate that, man. But that you speak on that, I just got an email from some online game show that's asking me to be the master of ceremony, so the MC of the game online. So not
Wonderful.
national, but we're halfway there, Linda. Halfway there.
That's
So
great.
I gotta submit back to them what day I want to audition, the 5th, 6th, or the 7th. And after the audition, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll be giving y'all a link to an online game show where I'm hosting and y'all can come play.
Yeah. But I'll tell you, there's some national game show hosts that are boring. I won't say who. And I
They
don't
they
think you,
they just there because of their name. We know.
yeah, that's right. So on Facebook, you're Tew Jennings. On
Yeah.
Instagram, are you Tew Jennings?
I am Tew Jennings on everything. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. That's all I have. I don't TikTok. I'm not a clock. Uh, um,
Who's the guy that used to wear the clock? I think he should be the face of TikTok.
Flavor Flav. Well, no, I don't think he should be the face for nothing. He should be the face for his face. I'm just saying, like.
Good old Flavor Flav.
um, so let me explain, like, because when you read the article or when you read my bio, you see it says Turhan Bay. Well, Turhan Bay is the name I go by as acting. You know, that is my real name. Okay, that is my government given name. It is Turkish. It stands for musty, but not the stinky musty, like manly. So that is my government name. So Turhan Bay, if you do research, back in the 40s, 50s, I want to say he was a leading role man. He was a ladies' man. He was a debonair man. He was clean cut. He was suave. He was handsome. He was a Turkish man. But his name is spelled Bey. Same Tehran as mine. Nope, I am not named after this man at all. It just so happens his name has already resonated in Hollywood. So I'm going to piggyback off his name, which is also my name, but just the last name. It's the same Bay, just a different spelling. So that's where Tehran Bay comes from. So if you ever see anything, you might say starting Tehran Bay, well, that's me. Tew Jennings is the comic. Tehran Bay is the actor.
Love it. How do you spell Bay?
Bay.
Got it. So, who gave you the first name Tehran?
My mom.
Why? Because isn't it a place in Iran?
It's pronounced Tehran, but it's yes, the name is Turkish. The name is Turkish
Really?
itself. And I asked my mom, I said, where'd you get my name from? Some punk ass, she was calling herself liking back in high school that she ain't even getting no play from. What the hell? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. No, it was a good friend of hers. I don't know how good I don't know how good of a friend to where she named it after this motherfucker. I don't know if there was anything going on, like good friend, good friend. Can I get an amen? I don't know. But I never met this man. Never met him a day in my life. And one day we have this newspaper in St. Louis called the St. Louis American. And one day I opened it up and it said Turhan so and so died. I said, no, the fuck I that and I'm right here. And I wanted to, I was like, Mom, is this the dude you got my name from? And she really couldn't say. Again, back in those days, the moms and the parents did some foul shit and they want to tell the kids. You know what I'm saying? They'll go to their grave with this shit. They're not gonna reveal nothing. So I really don't know exactly where the name came from. She just told me the story I was told, a friend of hers in high school. That was it.
Jeez, you're hysterically funny.
This is the truth. This is my honest truth about who I am. I don't know this stuff. You ask me questions, I can't answer you. I can only say, oh.
I have a brother and a sister, and my brother was named after my grandfather, and my sister got named after all the women in the family. And then I came along and they're like, screw it, call her Linda. It was the 50s. You're Linda.
Right. See, like in white families, Jewish families, like the name come from somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Like most black families, it comes from a sound. Like drop those keys on the floor. Ching-a-ling-ling. Her name is Ching-a-ling. What the fuck? How the hell we get that? Chalinga. What the fuck, Chalinga? That's what the keys sounded like when they fell on the floor at the hospital when I was picking you up. What the hell?
Too funny, that's for sure. You are too silly. Too silly entertainment right here. What would you like to say to people in closing? You can say anything you want to people, like follow me or look out for me or do this or quit doing this or anything.
I don't really like saying follow me, because I'm not
Yeah.
Moses. I'm not Moses. I'm not Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna lead you no damn where. So please don't follow me, because half the time I ain't even moving. Shit, I'm in one spot. And if you don't like to be in one spot too long, don't follow me. I'm not going nowhere for real. So please, nope, you ain't gonna hear that out of two mouths. Follow me, please. Shit, nope. Stop following me. Don't follow me. But link with me. Link up with me on social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Tew Jennings. And you can also just check out like my entertainment page, TEW WHO, on Facebook. And it'll just show you like projects I've done, shows I've done, and a lot of my memes are my memes. I make them up myself. I don't sit up here and copy, steal, and paste nobody else's memes. Thank you. I don't do that. So when you like my memes, those are my memes. You know what I'm saying? Check out my website, tewsilly.com, EWSILLY.com. You can, I got a blog on there, but I don't really blog. You know what I'm saying? I need to start blogging more, and I probably would do that more in 2021. But you can see my merch. My t-shirts are all designed by me, like the one I'm wearing right here. That is my logo. That's my logo. If you ever see that smiley face with the gap, that's my shit. Let me know, because they stole my shit, because that's my shit right there. You should see the smiley face with the teeth all the way across. You never see it with the gap, because that's me.
Yes.
See? So, what else? Read the article in the magazine. Like I said, ereader.boothillmagazine.com. Check out the article. It is a very, very, very in-depth article about who I am and how I use this comedy as my therapy for real.
I'm going to read it the minute I get off of this interview, and I'm going to post all your links on this thingamajig called Facebook with your
And
video.
also, I want to, let me see what else. Oh, if you would like a copy of the magazine, hard copy, Linda, you too, just jump in my DM, slide in my DM. You know what I'm saying? Slide in my DM. You go down, you go down. But no, slide in my DM. Send me your information. Like, you know, if you want to send me your address, you don't have to. You got a post box office, send me that. If you want to send it to your mama house, send it to you. You want to send it to somebody else's house, your neighbor, I don't care. But if you just want a copy just to have, I will autograph it and I will ship it off to you for no charge to you. I would just love the support and I don't mind doing it for the support. Let me see what else. I don't really think I have anything else going on, going down. 2021 is just starting. So I didn't have anything planned for 2021. I didn't have any shows lined up like most comics because I get, again, like I said, my focus this year would probably be more on the acting, not so much as the comedy, but I am still available for shows. If you check out the website, you will see I do all type of shows. I do release parties, also book release, album release, release from custody, release from jail, DNA parties, positive or negative test results. It doesn't matter. Yeah, see, I do everything. So you can book me for whatever, anything you can find a reason to celebrate. Any reason. Even funerals. I do funerals. Yes.
What about my gender reveal party?
I would do a gender reveal party. I would do anything you celebrate. I will come and bring joy and laughter through my entertainment capabilities. Because
As soon as Jennifer Lopez is interested in me sexually, I will switch teams.
you know what? I am gonna be your biggest support. I will be your cheerleader, your personal cheerleader. You take me everywhere y'all go, and I'm gonna cheer y'all on. And whatever y'all doing, eat that food, chew it up, girl, swallow it. This your world. Whatever y'all, whatever you decide, I will cheer you on. I sure will.
It's gonna take Jennifer Lopez, but if she does, I'm gone.
Hey, all you need is a cameraman. Here I am. Entertainment business. It's an entertainment business, baby. Entertainment business.
You're amazing. I love you so much.
Linda, it was a pleasure meeting you.
Likewise.
It was an honor being on your show. I thank you so much. I want to thank all your watchers, all the new ones, the old ones, all my fans, the ones that tuned in. I want to thank. I just want to thank, you know, the universe for allowing me to still be here and have this opportunity and the privilege to do what I do.
Absolutely. It is a privilege.
Everybody can't do this. Everybody can't achieve the things I've achieved doing and going through what I go through and deal with. So I'm not cocky with it. I'm not arrogant with it, but I'm very confident with it because I know where my journey have been and I'm trying to figure out where it's about to go.
I love that.
With that being said, I would love the support of any and everybody. You want the magazine, I'll send it to you. If you want to be a friend of mine on social media, please link up with me. I am open for friends. I think I can get about 2,000 more. So I got a lot of room. So other than that, thank you so much, Ms. Linda. Thank you so much.
Thank you too.
To you out there in internet world and internet land. And hopefully one day soon, we'll be seeing each other face to face without a mask, and we'll be laughing and spitting on each other like we were back in 2019. You know what I'm saying? And we was hugging, and we was just up here talking to people close enough to where a little bit of spit from their mouth land on the inside of your lip. You be like, this, he just spit in my mouth. And you don't even care. You just kept on talking. See, I want to get. Hopefully, we'll get back to those days sometime in 2021. If not, until then, we'll keep doing it like this, man, and bringing the funny the way we can, the best way we can.
You're awesome. I love you so much. And I'll get this posted, and I'll let you know when I'm done putting all the stuff on the page so that you can share it again too.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And whoever handed you the blue metal glass of drinking fluid from that's like original gangster from like the 1960s. That's like the
Yeah,
kind we used
yeah,
to drink Kool-Aid out of.
yeah. That was my lady right there. She
Awesome.
drink, so I appreciate it.
Tell her thank you for all the time she dedicated. And most of all, thank you for your service to our country.
I
And
did it for you.
and thank you for all the time you've sacrificed in the entertainment business. It is a sacrifice.
Yes, yes, it is. I enjoyed every moment of it, and I'm looking forward to every second of it from this day forward.
All righty. Well, you're definitely my GI spot.
Thank you, ma'am. Salutes to
Thank you.
you too.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Love you. Bye.